Good evening and welcome to Imperial Corp Stadium. We'll just stand by as we take a moment's silence. Brisbane City just honouring a member of their club who sadly passed away recently, so condolences to the Brisbane City community, the family and friends affected. As we're here, good evening and welcome to Imperial Corp Stadium under the bright lights this Friday night for a clash which is set to excite. Only 1 point separates the two near the top of the table, as it is the Rochdale Rovers who hold pole position heading into round 4 of the Kappa Pro Series. Only 6 points remain available in the group stage, which sets up a serious showdown, as tonight's clash has the possibility to elect who advances into the quarterfinals. You don't want to miss a minute of this one, as it's Brisbane City who welcome the inaugural winners, Gold Coast Knights, live, free and exclusive on FQTV. Here is how either side will line up tonight. For Brisbane City, Josh Langdon will face his former side for the first time in 2025. Mirko Crociati, Nathan Beagley and Bilal Sadazai are at the back. Mark Galindo makes his debut for 2025 as Kai Bolton and Kai Tapaldo are set to lead the line. For Gold Coast Knights, well, Casey Wendt is the man that replaces Josh Langdon in goals. Jaden Walker and Shelford Deas slot into the back line. Max Brown resumes his midfield role, along with Marquez Walters to form the strike, with Ramat Akbari, the class, slotting in tonight. Our referees, James Sherry and Jackson Davis with the flag, and it will be Zach Keenan, the man in the middle. Strap in, folks. This is going to be a good one. The next 90 minutes is ready to be written. Round 4 of Group D in the Kappa Pro Series. And it is Brisbane City running from left to right. And Langdon turning the ball over immediately. That time it was Tyson Martin. And Tyson just getting a little too entangled there. Play doesn't take long to resume. And Josh Langdon once again picking up the red jersey, so perhaps not quite adjusting to the new colours. Josh Langdon, of course, a formidable part of Gold Coast Knights and all of their success in recent years. Well, opens the door for Casey Wendt to wear the gloves. Here's Mark Galindo with an opening touch. Now Crociati playing it over the top. Bolton looking to get around Shelford Deas, and Zach Keenan says it will be a Gold Coast Knights ball. Temperature at the moment sitting at around 26 degrees. It feels like 28 with light winds into the evening. So fairly pleasant conditions considering. Rain threatened in Brisbane today. However, it didn't quite come to fruition. And of course, we still are in the jaws of summer. So a pleasant night like tonight is one we will take. Of course, Brisbane City played Brisbane Roar youth side in round 1 of the Kappa Pro Series up in Bundaberg. Very warm conditions from all reports on that day. As Knights find a run from Max Brown. Inman waiting, Marquez Walters arriving too. And the challenge comes in from Brown. They're hunting here, Gold Coast Knights. They won't quite win the ball back. And now Nathan Beagley gets his head up and assesses his options as he makes a run down the left-hand flank. Kroll heading it away. And Gold Coast Knights happy to sit back in possession. So I mentioned that Brisbane City fixture against Brisbane Roar Youth. That finished 2-0 in favour of the Brisbane Roar. A tough afternoon there. Those goals were conceded relatively late in the match as Brisbane Roar snatched the win. They then faced Magic United Brisbane City, where they bounced back in an emphatic way. It was a 9-1 win. And then round 3, they saw off Broadbeach with a 5-4 win down on the Gold Coast. That was a tight run match. I'm sure Peter Gaffney would have been hoping for a far more clinical performance, let's say, after conceding 4 goals, but they did score the 5th, which gives them the 3 points and puts them into second on this Kappa Pro Series ladder. And they hold 6 points with 2 wins and 1 loss. Now back at home for the second time in 2025. Crociati just organising the troops. It's a long throw for Kai Bolton. He gets out of trouble, evading Tyson Martin. And now Kai Bolton has a swipe. The first one of the night. Casey Went happy to collect. A few new faces tonight, as I mentioned, Ramat Akbari. They just announced the signing today, did Gold Coast Knights, and he slots into the midfield. Also, Shohei Okiyama is out there too for Gold Coast Knights, as he was missing in action last weekend. And Masashi Yokiyama for Brisbane City isn't featuring at all, so it could have got a little confusing with the 2 Yokiyamas playing. However, we do have one in Shohei for Gold Coast Knights. Masashi missing out in round 4 for Brisbane City. Image put under pressure. Another former Knight along with Josh Langdon here for Brisbane City tonight. And that was Plusnan. And Kai Tapaldo copped a challenge there. He's back to his feet now, as Waldock has Crociati in support. And they run down a dead end momentarily, but it is Waldock looking for support, and Kroll gets his boot in the way. Sadazai just giving away the foul, as he also takes some time off the clock, kicking the ball away. Here is the replay on Marquez Walters going to ground. It's Brendan Lowe wearing the 3 tonight for Gold Coast Knights, signed from Wollongong Wolves in the New South Wales National Premier League. system, so he finds his way into Queensland territory as Kai Bolton finds his way into the penalty area of Gold Coast Knights, and Kai Tapaldo was waiting for the pass. It didn't quite come. He saw it open up for Brisbane City, and Shelford Deas couldn't quite keep up with Kai Tapaldo. There's a decent recovery there from Shelford Deas, who looks to be manning the middle of that back line. Not a position he's oh so familiar with, I suppose, as we usually see him on that right back position. As the corner swung in, and a chance there for Brisbane City. Trouble, though, and assistance called immediately. It looked as though that was Bilal Sadazai, who copped a stray elbow, shoulder, head, not sure what exactly. He's back to his feet and moving once again. As they just take the necessary precautions here at Brisbane City, and he will have to momentarily make his way outside the field of play as he waits to be reintroduced to the action. Just an intricate rule of this game we call football. And no doubt it's back to 11 v 11. So the corner there, an opportunity along with the Kai Bolton chance for Brisbane City. That's two so far. None to note for Gold Coast Knights. Max Brown, probably the most threatening inside these opening exchanges. Here's another player on the move. Went to Sunshine Coast Wanderers in 2024 after a treble with Gold Coast Knights in 2023. And here they come again, Gold Coast Knights. Max Brown at the back post. Well, he would have made himself known if he found the back of the net there for Gold Coast Knights. Has a knack of scoring aerial goals, does Max Brown. As we see an opportunity there, Brad Inman falling to the ground, and Gold Coast Knights will set up inside Brisbane City's half. Akbari not wasting any time though. As Knights look to turn up the dial. And as I was touching on Max Brown earlier, while he did have that little hiatus up the coast, this is his 7th season with Gold Coast Knights. And hasn't he contributed plenty? As Inman just holds it up, looking to work the angle. Tyson Martin making the run. Mudnich intercepts. They have to get back on the ball here, Gold Coast Knights. Bari just slowly spreading his influence around the pitch. Inman looking for Walker. That pass goes awry. And Bolton won't play for the foul. Happy to get up and continue his run, even though he has 3 red jerseys, perhaps 4 now surrounding him. And he was odds on to get out of that situation, Kai Bolton. You wouldn't put it past him. But in the end, Knights come away with it. Crociati has Walters right behind him. And Brisbane City do well to extinguish the danger. And Walters, another one who made the move in the summer As we take a look at the losses and gains for Gold Coast Knights. So from 2024 to 2025, they have lost Austin Ludwig to the Brisbane Roar. Joel Russell's departed. Oscar Dillon's departed. Josh Langford has departed. Jordan Much, Godfrey Debele, Luke Beckwith, Emilio Martinez, Xander Guy, Trent Millard, Aaron Reardon have all left the Croatian Sports Centre. And when you go through that list, the majority of them started the majority of matches in 2024. Their gains include Marquez Walters, a big get, Max Brown, Luke Kroll, Max King also announced as a signing, yet to play so far by my records in 2025. And so that's 11 losses, and they've only picked up 4 in return. And now you can add Ramat Akbari to that list. But definitely a major shift for Scott McDonald to negotiate here, as the club looks for a future direction. And kudos to Austin Ludwig, of course, well known now, signed for the Brisbane Roar, made his debut against the Wellington Phoenix, the former captain of Gold Coast Knights, who led this club valiantly through so much success. And it has been Shelford Deas and Tyson Martin so far to fill the void at the back. There's Crociati. Some maroon to maroon. Yokoyama steps in front. Now it's Waldock. Happy to take players on Jack Waldock as we see his skill on show there. And Casey Wentz was right where he needed to be. And it's not only the Gold Coast Knights that have struggled with retention and recruitment. Brisbane City have lost the likes of Riley Stent, Jesse Rigby, Braden Doolan, Matt Richardson, Matt Jones, Will Dent, and Solomon Weldemariam from the 2024 roster. And they have picked up, well, a few gains, that's for sure. Ethan Doherty, of course, Josh Langdon, Kai Tapaldo, Jacob Munich, Noah McGrath is a new signing. Nathan Beagley comes across from Olympic. Mirko Crociati, as well as Kai Tapaldo, picked out the man in yellow. It was pretty straightforward from Brisbane City. Tapaldo making the run in between both Kroll and Lowe. And he just couldn't finish off the chance. So perhaps that's 3 chances now for Brisbane City to get on the board. And only a quarter of an hour gone. And Nathan Beagley just dealing with the danger as he finds the sideline. The same can't be said for Gold Coast Knights. Not a real clear-cut chance to note of. They have made some inroads down that right-hand edge, but yet to really secure a golden strike or force a stop from Josh Langdon. And now Waldock not afraid to put his body on the line. Here's Marquez Walters. That's disappointing from a Brisbane City perspective, as Yokoyama on the attack now, pushed off the ball, and the foul coming. It was Mark Galindo trying to recover possession. And you can appreciate the energy, but in the end, it just opens the door for Gold Coast Knights here. They scored 3 goals from set pieces in the grand final rematch against Moreton City Excelsior last year, where they won 3-2. So all 3 goals came from a dead ball situation. And no doubt they have some prowess in the air, looking to fly in 2025. As it's Inman to spot it up, and here's a chance. Kroll was the one who made a touch. Josh Langdon welcomed the effort. And now Waldock has an aggressive playing style, looking to go forward as Mudnich picks up Waldock. In goes the delivery. Tapaldo didn't know much about it as Jaden Walker tried to clear it. And that's a great challenge from Ramat Akbari. Picks out Brown. And Brown's pass, oh so close to releasing Marquez Walters. He would have threaded the needle oh so finely. Here it is again from Max Brown, just spotting the run. And in the end, the challenge from Nathan Beagley just put a pause on proceedings, and he'll receive some attention himself now. As I mentioned, the new recruit for Brisbane City, Nathan Beagley. He was a former member of Brisbane City, spent time at Olympic and Moreton City Excelsior, as they are now known. He was a part of the 2023 Kappa Pro Series final for Olympic, who came up against Gold Coast Knights at AJ Kelly Park. Gold Coast Knights were awarded the chocolates on that night. 4-2 the final score. It was a fantastic match which ebbed and flowed. And back in that particular time period, Knights were at the top of the tree, and Olympic were languishing, unfortunately, back in 2023. So both clubs came from either side of the league ladder. However, they did deliver. Waldock trying to find Kai Bolton. That's to express himself, Jack Waldock. As I mentioned, very aggressive in his thinking. Has experience in Europe. And a part of AD Merida youth system, which is in Spain. And no doubt he would have learnt plenty now playing his trade for Brisbane City with the Italian heritage behind them. Kroll is low. Now Went, looking to utilise his distribution. We'll just pick up Shelford Dayes. Yokiyama, Akbari, Walters, so many new combinations that need a gel for both sides to be fair. Of course, so early on in the season where they're just ironing out all the minor issues. It can look a little clunky at times as pretty much every club tries to find their rhythm and groove. And Inman is offside, talking about finding rhythm and groove, just running a little too early in his timing. Brad Inman. Gone from the number 7 to the number 23 tonight. Waldock picks up the loose ball. And now he has to go backwards to go forwards. Beagley, Waldock, Galindo making the run. Brown fights for possession, and now Tyson Martin trying to play out of trouble. Won't get by Nathan Beagley. I mentioned that 2023 Kappa Pro Series final. As I mentioned, 4-2 the score at AJ Kelly Park. The goal scorers were Ludwig Inman and Max Brown with a brace for Gold Coast Knights. And Lyndon Farr scored a double that night to keep Olympic in the fight. Max Brown was named player of the final. And talk about Gold Coast Knights and their set-piece goals. It was an Austin Ludwig goal which came from a corner to open proceedings that night. As now Marquez Walters picking up confidence with every touch. Brendan Lowe looking for Yokoyama. Was he onside? He certainly was. And now the challenge from Akbari. It's going to be Brad Inman to do well if he keeps this ball in play. And in the end, the bounce just didn't favour him. So plenty going on there for Gold Coast Knights. Here was Akbari's challenge on Kai Bolton. And then Inman just couldn't turn the corner sharp enough. And so this is its third year running, the Kappa Pro Series. 2024 saw a final of Gold Coast United and Lions at Goodwin Park. It was Gold Coast United 2, Lions 3. Zahi, Addison, Fraser Hills, the goal scorers for Gold Coast United. And it was Alex Fechner with a double as Luke Broderick scored the winner for the club from Richlands that night. And it was another enthralling final. 5 goals in that one, 6 goals in the 2023 version. And not long till the knockout stage for the Kappa Pro Series, as it is just around the corner with only 2 rounds remaining, including this one in the group stage, before we head to quarterfinals. And that's why tonight is so important for either side, as they do sit second and third respectively in Group D. Rochedale Rovers sit on top with 7 points, and only 2 can progress. I mentioned Brisbane City's form, and for Gold Coast Knights, well, they faced the Rochedale Rovers and they drew 0-0 with them. Then they took on Broadbeach. That was a 3-3 draw until they knocked off Magic United for their first 3 points, which was away at Magic United. They won 3-0 there. So they have racked up 5 points, 1 win and 2 draws, 0 losses, yet to lose so far 2025, as they've kept 2 clean sheets in the process. And as for Brisbane City, well, they got the second worst defence in Group D, 7 goals conceded. The most goals conceded is Magic United with 13. And as I mentioned, they conceded the 2 goals in the final 10 minutes against the Brisbane Roar. But right now they're looking for a goal of their own, as they promote players forward. Bolton, Crociati, Plusnan, along with Sadazai in the middle. Kai Tapaldo alongside. It's dealt with by Knights. And Casey went, had to get low for it. Brisbane City just couldn't find the final touch. This time it goes the way of Brisbane City as we check the history of these two in the last 5 meetings. 4 wins for Knights, 0 draws and 1 win for Brisbane City. The last time they played was on the 20th of July last year. Knights came away 2-1 winners. And they also met in April that season where Knights won 3-1. In the last 5 meetings, they have met outside the league. That was Australia Cup round 6 in the preliminary rounds back in 2023, where Gold Coast Knights won 4-2 at home. And so that win I mentioned in the last 5 for Brisbane City was on the 16th of July, 2023 against Knights at the Croatian Sports Centre on a sunny afternoon where the final score was 1-0. Now Walters looks to move. And Zach Keenan will have to drop ball there as he got in the road. And while that is the record for the last 5 times these sides have met, if we take a broader perspective, since 2018, Gold Coast Knights have 9 wins, Brisbane City just the 1, and only 1 draw in that period. So, as I mentioned, the record very much favours Gold Coast Knights coming here tonight. Akbari, no way through. Now Waldock. And Kai Tapaldo offside. As he knew it before the flag was even ready to rise. Deus. Casey went. It's a penetrating ball forward. They did well to keep that ball alive for City, but it's back in Knights' possession. Noel McGrath didn't want to waste any time. But Zach Keenan just takes control as he has for things to reset. It's another aggressive ball forward. Tapaldo waiting up front for an opportunity. Kroll. For Brendan Lowe. Barry just trying to use his guile there to advance play for Gold Coast Knights. So content to hold on to the ball, Gold Coast Knights, and just bide their time. They turn possession over there. As it's to Paldo, and Casey Went was awake to the situation. Of course, very used to playing Gold Coast Knights. Kai Tapaldo, as he comes from Gold Coast United in those Gold Coast derbies. He's featured many a time. He also spent time at Gold Coast Knights along with the Jets and the Raw. Kai Tapaldo. And got on the score sheet against Broadbeach in round 3 of the Kappa Pro Series. That match he scored a brace. And I'll be hoping for him to deliver something here. Brisbane City. Of course, they are missing Malachi Love Samira tonight. Spent 3 seasons at Peninsula Power before signing with Brisbane City at the start of last season. He's suspended after receiving a red card in round 3 against Broadbeach. That is some strike missing from the Brisbane City stock. He definitely offers a point of difference in attack. And while they do have Kai Bolton and Kai Tapaldo up there along with Waldock, it just hasn't quite come together as of yet. A few chances, but a bit of a lull in their attack in these recent periods, Brisbane City. Looks like a very healthy crowd here tonight for this round 4 fixture. No doubt plenty of pizzas being ordered and enjoyed as this one ticks close to half time. It's Mudnich. Now the pass finds Nathan Beagley, who assesses his options. It's Bolton that does well to keep it in play. Beagley. Crociati. And Tapaldo having to fight off challenges. Walker's pass wasn't as accurate as he was hoping. And plenty of encouragement from the City technical area. They look to stoke the fire in this one and charge home in the final few exchanges of this first half. Waldock. Mudnich looking to receive a back shell. Fideas intervenes. You just get the feeling that Scott McDonald isn't all that impressed with how things have gone so far in this half. Certainly judging by his body action and language at the moment. And that's just a great tackle. Plenty of determination there from Noah McGrath, who earns the foul. A youngster signed from the Brisbane Royal Youth side, former member of Lions, where he made his first team debut at 17 years of age. Now featuring for Brisbane City. There's Tapaldo. Couldn't find a route forward. Walters does well to control it. That's a strong challenge from Crociati. Bolton keeps things alive. Mudnich. Bolton just stuck a boot out. Walker gets the result he so desired with a goal kick. So 5 minutes and change remaining in this first half. No goals to report, as the scoreboard so clearly indicates. Promising opportunity as Mudnich won't find space on the edge of the area. Crociati flicks it back for McGrath. And Brendan Lowe felt the footsteps of Waldock as he puts it up behind for a corner. You just felt that as though Brisbane City had opened up Knights there before retracting their statement. And Knights eventually recovered as they now force a corner. But many were probably hoping for Galindo to have a shot there. As we do have another corner, another set piece for Brisbane City. Once again, they have players forward. They all rise high, but in the end, it's Knights who come down with it. And Marquez Walters is a extreme danger. He gets the rub of the green. He gets the bounce of the ball, but he can't find the finish. It was Nathan Beagley who had a handful to deal with. And Josh Langdon wasn't happy with the referee's decision to allow play to continue. Marquez Walters gets into space and finds himself one-on-one. And Anticipation increases no matter where he is or what jersey he is wearing. There's Kai Bolton. Will earn another corner through just hard work there. Shelford Dayas lifting the leg. And it was all Kai Bolton here. Didn't have much ahead of him. And Shelford Dayas got in the road. Happy to collect it as Waldock will walk over to the ball. It's Mudnich along with Waldock. It will be Waldock's delivery. And Max Brown made his presence felt. Here it is on the replay once again for Brisbane City. So we go again. Casey went with a few words to Zach Keenan, just holding up proceedings. In comes a delivery. Went got a glove, and now the strike shut down immediately. Akbari not afraid to get in the road. Knights looking to try and surge for Brendan Ford. Brendan Lowe goes aerial. And now Mudnich happy to just take a breath and find some control with Josh Langdon. City look up to pick up the pace here. There's Cresciati. Finds his strong figure in Kai Tapaldo up front. Plusnant. It's a lovely pass for Beagley. Now Mudnich. Beagley, Bolton, Mudnich. Barry, Martin, Jaden Walker gets on his bike, so we're into stoppage time now of this first half. Dayas. Now the ball forward, it's Akbari. Ramat Akbari. And he couldn't quite tee up a teammate, and that will bring us to half-time. So 0-0 the score is where we find ourselves after 45 minutes at Imperial Corp Stadium. Don't go anywhere for the second half, as we'll be back right after these messages.
hard-working business. Who wants to lead off?
Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
Welcome back to Imperial Corp Stadium, as it is Gold Coast Knights getting us back underway after the halftime interval, and a chance for both Peter Gaffney along with Scott McDonald to have a word as to how they wish to approach this second 45, and it will be a positive start for Knights with a free kick here. Here was the foul on Marquez Walters. And it's going to be Shohei Yokoyama to whip in this ball. You suspect, slight chance he might have a shot of his own. Yokoyama, and it will find its way over the crossbar. It's quite a low flighted delivery. Tyson Martin and Luke Kroll, the main culprits for Knights in that attack. Now Langdon puts himself under a little bit of pressure. And City are good enough to just about get out of trouble. They do in the end. They do get the free kick. And Josh Langdon had them coming from all parts. A very brave pass to play. And it gets moving. There is Nathan Beagley. And despite the outstretched left boot, couldn't reel it in. Mudnich. And chased down by Akbari. The call goes the way of City. As they take it quickly from further up the field. Posnan dribbles out of trouble. And Crociati takes a touch before playing the pass forward. So now it's at the feet of Max Brown. Yokoyama. That was Akbari turning it forward for Brown. Kroll. Dias. Walker. Spotting Brad Inman. And Marquez Walters takes a number of defenders away before Akbari lines up the strike. And Josh Langdon denies a goal for Gold Coast Knights. It was on target. It was on target. And Josh Langdon needed to produce there as they crowd the keeper. Do Gold Coast Knights. The delivery towards the back post, and City will be happy to see that one out. Their leading goal scorer at Gold Coast Knights is Marquez Walters with 4, and second to him is Max Brown. Both still out there for Knights as they hunt for the go-ahead goal. And as for Brisbane City, well, Kai Bolton sits at the top of the tree, also with 4 goals. However, they have had 7 different contributors throughout the Kappa Pro Series, which include Kai Tapaldo, Niall Tom, Ethan Doherty, Malachi Love-Samira, Masashi Okiyama and Nathan Beagley. So plenty of players who have put their hand up throughout the opening rounds of the Kappa Pro Series. No doubt Coach Gaffney will be hoping they continue to contribute as this match wears on. Alex Fechner, the leading goal scorer of the entire Kappa Pro Series, with 6 to his name. Something we've come used to is Alex Fechner leading the goal scoring charts. It's a real shame for him as he missed out on the Kappa Queensland Cup final and the grand final for Lions last year after injuring his leg. It was a serious injury too, so he wasn't able to finish off the season after some good work to begin, and Kai Bolton misses a gilt-edged chance. That was the moment for Brisbane City. Mudnich placing it over the top. Bolton in between once more. In between Brendan Lowe and Luke Kroll. That's happened a couple of times for Gold Coast Knights tonight. And Kai Bolton just couldn't manage it on target. So just as we were talking about Brisbane City's leading goal scorers, he was about to show us in real time, Kai Bolton, why his name sits at the top. As Mudnich makes the run forward. He has options to assess. In the end, it's the shot he picks. And Yokiyama got in front. Casey Went applauds his defence. Tapaldo making the run along with Kai Bolton. So now, Zach Keenan just having a chat with Bilal Sadazai along with Kai Bolton about the ongoings in the corner as it's flicked away. Walters is looking to win the ball back, and it was a collision of all sorts. Waldock coming in. Walters going to ground. A shin pad was collateral damage in all of that. Mudnich, the other man involved. So desperation just starting to come to the fore here for both sides as this game sits on a knife's edge. As I mentioned, so important that both sides get a result here tonight. Gold Coast Knights will move into second at least with a 2-point cushion inside the top two with a win. As for Brisbane City, they will secure a spot in the quarterfinals of the Kappa Pro Series. However, if a win does occur for City, Knights aren't completely out of it, depending on the Rochdale Rovers result against Magic United, which is happening as we speak. And we take a look here at the replay. Gold Coast Knights certainly weren't happy with the treatment there on Shelford Dais. And now we see another free kick as tempers start to flare here. This time it's Luke Kroll, the man going to ground. Zach Keenan has a job on his hands. The yellow card is out as he looks to mediate the situation. It's Kai Tapaldo, the man going in the book, as he comes to apologise. Shelford Day is not having any of it. You can only catch the afters there on the replay. And Luke Kroll eventually back to his feet. So, plenty going on right now as this game's kicked up a gear. The challenge is starting to fly in. The desperation, as I mentioned, bubbling away. And you get the feeling if either side manage a goal in this exchange, then it'll really set things up. Yokiyama dropping deep to get a touch on the ball as Deus is the man he plays the pass to. Walker. Shelford Deus. Tyson Martin. Walters. Marquez Walters won't need Brown for now. It's Akbari who spots Brendan Lowe. Now Inman does well to push away from the challenge as Tyson Martin fights for possession. Yokiyama. Walker. Walters. Didn't have much doing there. Now it's Jaden Walker. It's Marquez Walters. It's an offside flag to deny the play. Trying to be a little cute here, Jaden Walker. And he could have paid off if Marquez Walters wasn't encroaching on the defence of Brisbane City. Well, I did mention Magic United taking on Rochdale Rovers tonight. There's plenty other games around the grounds in the Kappa Pro Series men. As Sadazai went to ground, it was the Gold Coast Knights' opportunity there. Brad Inman making the run in behind. And just to list some of those games which are being played, it's Magic United and Rochdale. It's Lions hosting St George Willawong. Wynnum Wolves host Redlands United. Logan Lightning make the trip to Redcliffe to face Peninsula Power. Eastern Suburbs host Ipswich. It's Olympic and Gold Coast United doing battle tonight, along with Southside Eagles and Caboolture. And we also have Moreton City Excelsior facing off against the Holland Park Hawks. So plenty of matches going on. This one live, free and exclusive on FQTV, the home of football in Queensland. And the other games affecting the Group D is Rochdale Rovers and Magic United. Magic United currently sitting 6th with 1 point. Rochdale Rovers sitting on top with 7 after 2 wins and a draw, a goal difference of 3. And it is Brisbane City who have the best goal difference in Group D with a positive 7 mark. So half an hour to go in this one. And we usually get goals on aggregate in the last 5. Gold Coast Knights have scored 11 goals. And it's only been 6 for Brisbane City. Yet none here so far. Only 1 clean sheet kept in the last 5 between these two as well. That was the Brisbane City win at the Croatian Sports Centre back in 2023. So history suggests someone will find the back of the net here. And this is their second meeting in the Kappa Pro Series after its 3-year tenure. And their last meeting was round 2 back on the 17th of February 2023, where Gold Coast Knights won 1-0. And there was a goal in that game as well. So no doubt a moment of brilliance from someone somewhere might be the difference. Paldo has looked likely on occasions. Marquez Walters certainly won't go down without a fight as Jacob Mudnic delivers the cross. The ball back into the area. And Mirko Crociati had the chance. He was free and available. No one in Kui of Mirko. Walker. That's Brad Inman. And they got a boot in the way. Desperate stuff from Brisbane City. Inman. Walker. Now it's Martin. Back to Inman. Marquez Walters has a ball to chase. Taisei Kanenko out there too now for Gold Coast Knights. And it's picked off for Brisbane City. Tapaldo has Bolton. And Kai couldn't get by. The free kick going the way of Gold Coast Knights. And this time it's Shelford Deus who equals the mini battle going on between Bolton and Deus. It was Bolton who threw the first punch earlier on in this match after getting by Shelford. And Deus with a nice reply there, standing up for his side. There's the strike from Waldock. Casey Went puts his teammates at ease. Well, they've turned possession over here. As City through Mudnic. Jacob Mudnic shut down. Shelford Deus got in the road. And that ball won't find a blue jersey. And so they just have to reassess here, Gold Coast Knights, after that little moment. Jacob Mudnich hasn't been afraid to pull the trigger. However, the Knights' defence has managed to get a body in the way on each and every occasion. Casey Went puts the foot on the accelerator as Jaden Walker looks to go forward. Taisei Kanenko pulling out of that one. And both these sides in recent times have had some late drama, as I mentioned, for Brisbane City. They conceded those 2 goals against the Brisbane Roar Youth inside the final moments of that match up north. And as for Gold Coast Knights, well, they conceded their third goal against Broadbeach United in the final minutes, which left things hanging at a 3-3 result. So both sides have experience in the latter stages, both positive and negative. And so they'll be looking to rely on that as managers start to make substitutions. We see Taisei Kanenko out there for Gold Coast Knights. And no doubt they'll have a few more up their sleeves before the night is over. And it's already a fan favourite, Mirko Crociati, coming off. Niall Tom, the man to replace him. Mirko signed from Southwest Queensland Thunder, former Inter Milan youth player. And now Niall Tom in his second season at Brisbane City, made his first team debut last year. Looking to change the tide for the hosts. And he also scored a brace in that match against Magic United in round 2 of the Kappa Pro Series, where Brisbane City won 9-1 here at Imperial Corp Stadium. Tyson Martin can't quite believe it's a Brisbane City throw. Here's Noah McGrath trying to wriggle his way out of trouble. And that was a vital intervention. Otherwise, Gold Coast Knights are off to the races. Now it's Niall Tom. Here's a chance. That was a chance for Brisbane City, and Casey Went stands tall for Gold Coast Knights. Cutting back on the inside. A lot of bodies around Casey Wentz, but he got a glove in the way. Josh Langdon's replacement in the cage for Gold Coast Knights denies Josh Langdon's new side the go-ahead goal. Now they rise. There's a battle for the scraps. Mudnich, no way forward. And here is Marquez Walters, who has Waldock on his case. Walters deals with him. Inman makes the run. Marquez Walters tripped up. A yellow card will be produced. And it looks as though Zach Keenan will make a firm stance and elect it as a free kick. Just outside the area, you could say. So this is a dangerous moment for Brisbane City as Marquez Walters along with Hoshai Yokiyama stand over the free kick. Langford wants his wall set. Straight into the wall it goes, and Sadazai gets rid of the danger. Walker, Kanenko, Taisei Kanenko, the new man out there for Knights. And now Bolton flicks it on to Paldo waiting. Tyson Martin has plenty of time. Can he be the one to craft a moment and manufacture an opportunity for Gold Coast Knights inside the final 20 minutes? Luke Kroll has had a busy night. Experience in Europe at Crystal Palace along with Plymouth Argyle and Exeter City. And bringing plenty of experience at 30 years of age to this Knights lineup. As now Casey Went sends it back to where it came from. Inman. Can he bring it to ground? Struggles to do so. Yokiyama finds Taisei Kanenko. Akbari. And Jaden Walker just out of position to touch, or rather the ball wasn't quite in his path. Bolton. Mudnich. Paldo. Beagley. Mudnich just directing traffic. And in the end, Plusnan takes on the strike. And now we have some cramp. I hope that's all it is. Jacob Mudnich on the deck. So too Jaden Walker. It looks as though cramp has got the better of Jaden Walker and perhaps Mudnich as well. Time to get some fluids back into the body for both sides here. As we'll have a brief pause in play. Wherever you are watching from, thank you for tuning in to FQTV. We've got such a big year ahead. And no matter where you're watching from, not sure what the weather is doing in your zone, but right now it is 26.1 degrees. Feels like 29.3 here in Newstead with a humidity percentage of 75. So that's certainly taking a toll on both sets of players at the moment. So Zach Rossi out there for Jacob Mudnich. And Zach Rossi made his first team debut for City v Lions in the 2024 Classico. He also came through the Brisbane City system. Zach Rossi. And there was a big shift put in by Jacob Mudnich, former Gold Coast Knight, signed from Wynnum Wolves, 22 years old. As there will be a corner for Knights here. The morale's certainly up at the moment for Brisbane City as they get around each other after denying Knights there, but it's this corner they have to be careful of. There's Tyson Martin, an obvious threat, so too Inman and Luke Kroll. It is towards the back post, and a juggle by Josh Langdon. Zach Keenan spotted a foul, earning the Brisbane City goalkeeper the ball. It just looked quite messy there at the back. So I mentioned what a win would do for either side. A draw for Brisbane City would hold a 1-point advantage heading into the last round of the Kappa Pro Series, and a 1-point deficit for Knights to overcome heading into the final round of the Kappa Pro Series if this is to go to a draw. Shohei Yokiyama. There's Martin there, so too Inman. Walker made a run. Inman, Walker, Martin. Inman trying to work his way forward. And now it's Kai Bolton, shut down by Luke Kroll. That was an important stop. Walters. Again, his shin pad comes out, Marquez Walters. And a loss for Brisbane City would see they would need Gold Coast Knights to lose, and they must win in round 5 of the Cup Pro Series. As for Gold Coast Knights, well, a loss here, they would need Roadstar Rovers to lose, and Gold Coast Knights then must bounce back in round 5. And that's only if Rovers lost in round 4. Well, that came from nowhere. And the upright will deny Gold Coast Knights for now. Here is Brendan Lowe. Well, 2 chances there for Gold Coast Knights. Here's Brendan Lowe sneaking his way forward. Just feints one way. Langdon happy to see it rise. We've got more players with cramp. So that's the state of play right now. Roadshow Rovers, of course, aren't guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals just as of yet. They can drop outside the top 2 mathematically still, depending on their results tonight. And it's been a happy hunting ground, the Kappa Pro Series for Gold Coast Knights. In 2023, they topped the group to advance to the semi-finals back then, where they beat Lions 4-0. Anthony Polyak, Max Brown and Godfrey Debelay, the goal scorers, where Brown scored 2. Gold Coast Knights were up 3-0 inside the opening 15 minutes that night. And the final, as I mentioned, was a 4-2 rout against Olympic. As for 2024, well, they again topped the group, this time Group B, by 6 points, 5 wins from 5. The quarterfinals, they snuck by Wynnum Wolves 3-1 after Sam Klein and Jaden Walker both scored, plus an own goal helped secure the victory that night. But then the semi-final, they ran into a red-hot Lions where Joel Russell and Taisei Kanenko both scored, but it was Lions who went on to win the Kappa Pro Series after a 4-2 victory in the semi-final. And as for Brisbane City, well, their history in this competition failed to make it out of the group stage in its inaugural year. The year Knights won it, and then they topped Group C last year, however lost the quarterfinal 2-1 to Gold Coast United. Solomon Welder-Murray was the goal scorer on that night, and Chris Lucas and Lockie Durrington scoring for Gold Coast United to advance them through, which they eventually made the final, of course. So now it's Rossi. And Bolton did all he could there. And so the linesman spotted a problem. Back for a retake of the goal kick. Inside the final 10 minutes now. Still 0-0 the score. Can someone grab a sledgehammer and break this thing open? Or are we heading for a stalemate? Either way, it should be an enthralling finish here at the Imperial Corp Stadium, as both sides aren't only looking for a win, they're somewhat requiring it. Kroll finds Noah McGrath. Now Niall Tom. He knew where the ball had to go. Rossi eventually gets it there. As Kai Bolton finds Tom. Knights hold on for now. And just a lack of communication there, as it was Mark Galindo looking to play it over the top. These sides will again meet on the 23rd of March this year, where City host Knights again at Imperial Corp Stadium, and then the 21st of June for the second meeting of 2025. Gold Coast Knights and Brisbane City will do battle at the Croatian Sports Centre. They will be two league fixtures, of course, in the National Premier League's Queensland, which kicks off next weekend. Lions, the reigning champions. Gold Coast Knights, the reigning premiers, ahead of that one. And Josh Langdon has not moved since that collision. It was Brendan Lowe and Josh Langdon coming together. Zach Keenan saw signs for concern as more refreshments will arrive for both players, both sets of players. And Langdon back moving freely. Brendan Lowe looks to be at his feet again, and some good sportsmanship as the two acknowledge one another and are happy for play to continue. And talking about the National Premier League's Queensland, Brisbane City will find themselves at home for 6 of the first 7 fixtures. Their first away game isn't until round 6, where they face Lions in the Classico at Luxury Paint Stadium. So they'll be at home for some time. You can catch them here at Imperial Corp Stadium. Fantastic venue to watch football. And as for Gold Coast Knights, their first match is against the Lions in the league, which it will be the season opener next Friday night. So another substitution being made. Low. Now it's Yokoyama. And Josh Langdon just trying to kill as much time as he possibly can. As the ladder presents itself, they do sit in second, 1 point above Knights, and if things one position and 1 point above Knights, and if things stay that way, then they will advance to the knockout stages. But they can't rely on the slim margin they do have, as Kai Tapaldo thought he kept it in, and I tell you what, he was probably quite close to doing so. As for who these two come up against next, well, Knights will host Brisbane Royal Youth in round 5 of the Kappa Pro Series. That's on the 14th of March, and on the same night, which will be a Friday, it will be the Rochedale Rovers hosting Brisbane City at Underwood Park. We'll have a few National Premier League Queensland games between now and then, of course. As I mentioned, it's Lions coming up against Knights in the first week, and it's City facing Moreton City Excelsior in their first clash of the new league season. That'll be next Saturday night, 24 hours after Lions and Knights do battle on the coast. So here's Brendan Lowe, Yokoyama. Shohei Yokoyama dancing every which way. Walters, Inman, denied by Sadazai. Now it's Kanenko facing Andrew McLeod, the fresh set of legs. And Walters wasn't sure where it landed. It landed in favour of Brisbane City. He did well to get very high there, Marquez. And so we do expect a couple of minutes of stoppage time after a couple of cramps. And of course the Josh Langdon moment. Bolton not ready to give up just yet, as Tapaldo will continue the pursuit. And that's Matt Schmidt out there now for Gold Coast Knights. Play allowed to continue. Advantage played for Knights as Martin runs straight through the hole. Brendan Lowe picking up the scraps. Brad Inman couldn't control the ball. The shots had, and Josh Langdon falls on it. Medical staff of Knights just making sure that everything's okay with their squad. Josh Langdon holding the ball as we speak. And Zach Keenan just looking to formally resume play to the letter of what we call the law, or laws rather, of the game. Langdon gets up and underneath it. And falls into the path of Casey Wentz. So these two have been at it for 90 minutes, and neither side with a goal to show for it. As we're into the stoppage time of this match, and Zach Keenan, it's up to his discretion as to how long we go for. Marquez Walters couldn't help himself. A card will be produced. Brendan Lowe looking to defend the culprit. So Andrew McLeod out there playing an advanced role as Ollie Plusnan slotting in at the centre half position along with Noah McGrath just ahead of him. And Josh Langdon coming up to take the free kick, which will be conducted under the whistle of Zach Keenan. Goes for Langdon, now Casey Went. Works out just in the end. Unfortunately, Brad Inman couldn't keep possession. And it's another free kick for Brisbane City. Noel McGrath this time clicked at the heels by Brad Inman. Langdon had to get rid of it quickly. Beagley. A longer throw. There's a miscued clearance. Kai Bolton will profit. As Bolton strike runs wide. That was another chance for Brisbane City, who have had the majority of them. They've probably had enough to maybe find a goal if you really dissect this match. Unfortunately, they just haven't been all that prolific in the final third so far tonight. Niall Tom giving chase. That was a beautiful pass, whether it was intended or not, from Casey Went. Inman holds up play. And it's just a very fatigued Yokoyama who couldn't bring it in. You can understand he's gotten through a mountain of work as Shohei Yokoyama experience in Japan, Croatia, Austria, and Taiwan. Free kick, Gold Coast Knights now. So here's a delivery. Langdon thought to come. It's still alive for Knights. Inman. Here's Lowe. Back to Inman. And that will be that. At the end of 90 minutes, it will end all square. Brisbane City and Gold Coast Knights share the points, heading into the final round of the Kappa Pro Series to see who will finalise the quarterfinal spot. Full time here at Imperial Corp Stadium. It's Brisbane City 0, Gold Coast Knights 0. Thank you and good night.